Kani kadai ka Batisi TV, bat pidang pet ya ka kubor baman kasni, belawan rasha pi da ka umrupa, ringkat bat ka Orange Nissan, lom sopo near Fire Brigade Shillong.
New Nissan Kicks. Bookings open now.
Hakasngi Shong Dorbar, hakasngi ka Baar, jong ka Dorbar Senrai, jong ka Yeng Dorbar Thawan ke Jela Meghalaya, ka Balalong haka khandai terik mentau nailor arja kat khandai. Nalor ki mat ki balayatai, bar ki jubab ki balai da kalyang sanchar, halor ki jingkeli ki balawan ra, na kalyang persya. Hakani ke sngi layatai kelumru, halor ki kampan rai beper-beper. Hakaleng ke Jela, bat halor ka jingno kampisa ke sorkar, na ka benta ki kampan rai, jong barok hatway teli ki district ke Jela.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to express my thanks to the chair that you have allowed me to move the 0-hour notice according to this Rule 49, Sub-Rule A. That is according to the rule and procedure of conducting the business in a house, which appear in the news item, the Meghalaya Guardian, dated 4 July 2019, under the caption, Supreme Court allowed coal mining under the Act, sir.
Sure, go ahead.
So regarding with this issue, I would like to put forward some of the important points regarding with the decision of Honorable Supreme Court that have given the verdict on the 3rd July 2019. So the year 2000, first before I come into the 3rd July 2019, so the year 2014, April 2007, especially for those areas where the coal mining is extracted also is available. So that is on 17 April 2014, NGT has banned the coal mining and that coal mining in our state. So next to the day after that NGT has banned the coal mining in the state, many people have been living in a shock because for many years people have get the job of extraction coal from the mining that is a red coal mining that we have for a long time in our state. So running for 2014, 15, 16, 17, so 3 years our state have been faced a lot of problem regarding with the ban of coal. Lack of people have been losing a job. Our economy has come down, revenue has come down, but people have losing everything whatever they have. It is a time that people in the state, we feel the crisis at the time because we depend more with the coal mining in the state, sir. So because of that ban of coal, so much of illegal coal mining in the state is going on, sir. So because of that illegal coal mining, we remember, sir, on 8 November 2018, that one lady by the name of Amita Gnasarching was beaten brutally by unidentified person in that areas of the Giant Hills. After the incident took place, the news has been spread that the two powerful lady in our state who looking for the welfare of the state were beaten brutally by unidentified person. Luckily, sir, with God's grace, the two lady that we have in our state, they have been escaped from the life But now we are very much happy that they are a normal person like we are. We remember, sir, that the two women, Agnes Kachiyang and Amita Sangma, they were admitted in Negrim Hospital and some other hospital in the state. But regarding with these two women, sir, I would like to get information from the government whether during in those days when the two women were admitted in Negrim and other hospital in the state, even outside, whether financial assistance has given or not to the two ladies which have been brutally assaulted by the unidentified person. So we remember that 13 December 2018, again 15 persons trapped in the coal mine at Sansa. 15 people, illegal mining, were trapped inside of the whole of the coal mining, sir. So regarding with this matter, some of the disease have been getting by the government, and some have not been taken back. So regarding with this illegal mining or trapping of the 15% inside the hole, sir, it was compelled the Supreme Court to step in, but it is a very unfortunate, especially regarding with the 13 December 2018, the Supreme Court have stepped in. Supreme Court has given order to the state government, operation should go on. Matters of many months have been going on regarding with this rescue operation. But in that matter, sir, as of now, we knew that the government have taken the petition to the Supreme Court, allowed the government to stop off the rescue operation. So regarding with this two matter, again, so that I would like to get the information from the government, how much the government have been spent regarding with rescue operation for 15 people were trapped on that hole. And second to that, is there any compensation has been given by the government to the rest of the deceased? So, because of so much of coal mining in the state, it was make the people that they are compelled to do other work which are not compelled to do. So on 3rd July 2019, it is a historic decision given by Honorable Supreme Court, and they use only one line, the line that Supreme Court has lifting the ban on coal in the state of Meghalaya. So after that decision came out, the whole people in our state are very much happy. All of us, we are very much happy because of that historic decision allowed the coal mining to resume back in our state. After 2-3 days back, after the people came to know that mining is allowed, but you have to follow strictly according to MMDR Act 1957, sir. People again got confused. How will you go of this act? Who will prepare the mining plan? Whether we are small miners, whether possible or not. Even then, we understand about so much of the problem, difficult and complex of this issue of the MMDR Act that you have to follow. But even then, sir, regarding with how to solve the problem, I leave it to the government. The government will do the best how to solve regarding with this MMDR Act, sir. So the second to that, if we look into the order of the Supreme Court, it is a very interesting, sir. That Supreme Court, I must say that they have a big heart for our state. They have number one, they have allowed the coal to resume back. Second to that, they have also identified all the land in the state of Meghalaya belong to tribal. All the land in the state of Meghalaya, Khasi, Jaintias, and Garos, it belong to you. We will not touch of this land because it belongs to you. But the moment But the moment you use this land for coal mining, you have to take the permission, or you have to go with MMDR Act. So we are very appreciate that the Supreme Court have already been identified the land belong to us. It is our land. It is your land. Now, if you want to mining, here that Supreme Court said you cannot mine like that without a mining plan or follow strictly the MMDR Act. Second to that, sir, the Supreme Court also have mentioned about the one point that's very interesting. That is the state government duty to protect for the land. It is your duty. It is your duty to protect the land. It is your duty to preserve the national resources, whatever you have in your state. It is your duty to preserve, think for the future generation. It is a fact, sir, that we have not been experienced and see by own eyes and experience that whatever we have, we want to eat all. We didn't think about the future generation. We didn't think about our children. We didn't think about the future. What a future, from where the future will get the food. But we are very interesting, and we have to thanks to Honorable Supreme Court that regarding with this matter, they have taken into confidence that it is a warning sign. You have to preserve for the future generation. And number three, sir, what we find here that it is very important. But I don't know whether the people are aware, whether the government aware, whether the RMDC aware. The 3 district councils that we have in our state for the long years since inception, before we get our statehood, all the land it under the control of the district council. According to MMDR Act, sir, district council is not mentioned anywhere in that order. It means that the district council has no more power to control the land. If any company would like to mine the coal or uranium, they can do without consent of the district council. I've already mentioned long time, using that long time any coal mining, any or regarding with the uranium. If you want to mine, district council have taken to confidence. Here, district council have losing control. It is a very unfortunate that this matter have been on for a month, 2, 3, 4 months. Nobody cares. I don't know why we're silent regarding with this matter. Actually, immediately after the order was passed, matters a week, month, the government or the district council have to rush and appeal about this important order. So in addition to that, sir, for a long time, district council is getting revenue from the coal, from any mining that we are doing. District council are getting revenue. From now on, if there is no further appeal, if there is no order given by Supreme Court, district council have no more revenue. The future of our district council in the state, it is in the dark, especially regarding with this matter. For long, sir, district council have been receipt of revenue that major are getting 25%, and the state government are getting 25 they are getting share from the major and 75 from state government. But now they are losing about this revenue. So this matter, I leave it to the wisdom of the government, and I'm sure that Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, he was a chief executive member, he knows about that. But I appreciate they have given a statement that is what the district council are doing regarding with order of Supreme Court. He knew better what is the future of the district council. So in addition to that, sir, there's one more important that we have to appreciate of the order of the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court have already mentioned that because of illegal mining is going on for many years in your state of Meghalaya, you have to pay a penalty of 100 crore. 100 crore. You have to pay because illegal mining. What Supreme Court are only said in the beginning, have a big heart. small state like Meghalaya, from where you're getting so much of money, 100 crore, or paying him this money, to the Central Pollution Control Board, deposit this money. Supreme Court know better because we are a small state, lack of revenue. They said that money you cannot money, you can that money. You can take money from MEPRF. You can take money from the Meghalaya environment and pay and deposit that Central Pollution Control Board. We are very much happy. 100 crore that money you have to pay from the state government. Though we are in opposition, sir, we are concerned. The same concern like the ruling have, the same concern. 60 MLAs were concerned for the state, but we have to thankful to the Supreme Court because that money they will not take from the state exchequer and goes into to Central Pollution Control Board, sir. So regarding with illegal mining in the state, it is a very unfortunate. So there is a saying that God has given the people, God has given enough national resources for the people to sustain for the future generation, but human being would like to eat also. So regarding illegal mining in the state, we have been experienced, and I'm sure that the future of our state, especially with the present government, I'm sure that they follow the rule strictly for the future of the state, so that again will not be brought into our state. So before I resume my seat, I want to get some information to the government regarding what is the step taken by the government how to stop illegal mining once and for all. Number one, sir, may I get information from the government, because the present coal mine which was extracted for the illegal coal mine extracted in the 4 district of the Jan Hills, that is 30 lakh metric ton. So according to the Supreme Court ruling, that the present coal mining, with the state have given information to Supreme Court, now the coal mining is like up to 30 lakh metric ton. So I would like to get information from the government when this 30 lakh will be action, because government of Supreme Court have already mentioned 30 lakh metric ton, that 32 lakh metric ton. This will be action by the government with the understanding with the Coal India Limited. The number two, sir, I would like to get the information from the government whether this 100 crore, which the entity have been imposed fine, whether the money have been deposited on the Central Pollution Control Board. Sir, number three, sir, I would like to say number three, I would like to get information when the mining plan to be ready, sir. So people are waiting for the mining plan. When the mining plan, eager to resume back of the coal mining, eager to go back to the work, eager that people will get a job, and go back even to the areas that we would like to. When we expect that the government will get ready regarding with the coal mining, sir. So another point, I would like to ask to get information that at present, since 2014, 2018, up to that June 2019, how many illegal coal miners have been arrested? So because from time to time we have seen in the newspaper that every morning especially 2 years back, every day is coming in newspaper. 10 trucks have been seized, 20 people have been arrested, so much of money have been recovered. We would like to get information that how many people have been arrested regarding doing this illegal business, and how many trucks have been seized till today. So this is the information I would like to get from the government. But I would like, sir, to urge the present government, not only the present government, we have to work together. Like I already said, sir, that we are concerned of the state. Economy in the state has gone down. Whether we understand or we understand, economy has gone down. people have losing job like anything. Revenue, that many years before we used to be getting revenue 400 crore or 600 crore from the coal, but now we have not received even revenue. Even then, if the government can give information from 2014 to 2018, how much the government have getting revenue or collect revenue from those who doing illegal business of coal mining, sir. And I'm sure that that the government will try its best, especially when to speed up about the MMDR Act, so that our people will get job, economy will rise back, then people will get employment, and also that everybody will get job. This is my humble request. I would like to urge the government. This is the point. I would like to get information. I'm sure that the government will make extra mile how to solve of this coal that we have in the face for so long. With this word, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. At the outset, I am very thankful to Sri P.T. Saupmi, Honourable Member from Malai Constituency, for bringing the 0-hour notice on the caption appeared on English daily news item, the Meghalaya Guardian, dated 4th July 2019, under the caption, Supreme Court allows coal mining under Central Acts, which is very important matter for the government. Sir, coal mining in Meghalaya was started way back in the year 1894. The estimated coal deposits in the state are about 576 million tons, and approximate value of coal reserves in the state is 3,400
What is this?
and privately owned. Therefore, the large-scale coal mining operation by the state was considered uneconomical, and it was left to local tribal miners who carry out coal mining manually in a small scale. Coal mining is important livelihood. To activity for large section of tribal population. The state government has been collecting royalty from coal, which is shared with autonomous district councils. Sir, I would like to clarify the points raised by the Honourable Member of Professor Saupmi, as he did mention about the position of the district council. As we do have 3 autonomous council in our state, let me just clarify here that nothing to worry about the present statutory authorized by the Constitution of India. Nothing is taken away from the district council except one issue. Just because the Supreme Court did not mention anything about the NOC to be issued by the district council. Since this issue has been filed to the Honorable Supreme Court, so I think let us wait till such order is coming out. But as far as share royalty, the share that we already agreed upon, the state government and the autonomous council, this will continue without any disturbances. It will continue, and nothing to worry about the share pattern made by the state government and the district council. Sir, the Honorable NGT on 17 April 2014 passed an order directing state to ensure that rat hole mining, illegal mining is stopped, and any illegal transport of coal shall not take place until further orders passed by the Honorable Tribunal. The Honorable NGT on 25th March 2015 passed an order that coal mining in the state cannot be permitted till mining plan guidelines are framed by the state. Again, the Honorable Tribunal on 31st August 2018 directed that the ban on rat hole mining shall continue subject to further orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. The present government is committed to protect the rights and interests of indigenous people in respect of their rights over mineral resources. The government is committed to promote scientific, environment-friendly and safe coal mining in the state. Immediately after coming to power, the present government, for the first time since the imposition of ban by the Honorable NGT in 2014, took up the issue very seriously and approached the Honorable Supreme Court, challenged the orders dated 31st August 2018 passed by Honorable NGT, and questioned the order of ban on coal mining in the state and constitution of independent committee to take steps for restoration of environment. Honorable Supreme Court on 3rd July 2019 passed a landmark judgment and recognized rights of tribal communities over the land as well as subsurface rights. In the said judgment, the Honorable Supreme Court upheld that private owners of the land as well as community owners had both the surface right as well as subsoil right, and tribals own the land and also own mineral beneath the land. Further, the Honorable Supreme Court in the aforesaid order clarified that in the event mining operations are undertaken by the tribals or other owners of hills districts of Meghalaya in accordance with mining lease obtained from the state of Meghalaya as per the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957 and Mineral Concession Rules 1960, the ban on order dated 17/4/2014 of the Honorable National Green Tribunal shall not come in its way of carrying mining operations. After this landmark judgment, the coal mining shall be allowed in the state subject to compliance of provisions of the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957, Mineral Concession Rules 1960, Mines Act 1952, Coal Mines Regulation 2017 and the Environment Protection Act 1986. For granting mining lease, it is not the state government which will grant mining lease, but it is the private/community owner of land who is entitled to grant mining lease for minerals owned by them as per provisions of Chapter 5 of Mineral Concession Rules 1960 after obtaining prior approval of the central government through the state government. The private owner, community owner has to make an application to state government, and state government will authorize the private community owner to grant the lease subject to compliance by leaseholders of all the provisions, conditions of various acts and rules as mentioned earlier. Previously, the biggest obstacle for coal mining in the state was mandatory allotment of coal blocks mining lease to a company through auction by competitive bidding under provision of Section 11A of MMDR Act 1957. Now there is no need to follow auction process for coal mining, and the landowner is entitled to grant mining leases for coal blocks owned by him subject to compliance as required. The government will shortly lay down procedural steps to be followed for starting scientific, safe and environmentally sound coal mining in the state, complying with all statutory acts and rules. With regards to 100 crores penalty imposed to the state by Honorable NGT White, its order dated 4 January 2019, the Honorable Supreme Court has held that 100 crores shall be paid from the MEPRF to CPCB, and CPCB shall use the said money only for restoration of environment in the state of Meghalaya. Further, as required by the honorable member, to get further clarification on this 100 crores, the state government has already written a letter to the CPCB, and the CPCB will work out the modalities and send the proposal to the state government, and ultimately state government will deposit the amount of 100 crores. The Honorable Supreme Court said that coal extracted and lying in open after 15 June 2016 does not automatically vest in the state, and owner of the coal or the person who has mined the coal shall have the proprietary right in the mineral which shall not be lost. The Honorable Supreme Court directed that entire extracted coal lying at various places be taken over by Coal India Limited, and Coal India Limited may dispose of the same as per its normal method of disposal. The Department of Mining and Geology, along with the officers of Coal India, may deliberate with the Kataki Committee to finalize a comprehensive plan for transportation and handing over of extracted coal to Coal India. The state shall be entitled to royalty and payment towards MERPF as well as taxes out of the price of coal. After deducting its expenses for transportation with 10% of price of coal, the Coal India Limited shall remit the balance amount to the state, and it is for the state, after deducting the royalty and payment to the MERPF fund and taxes, to pay back balance amount to the owner. In this regard, a draft plan for transportation and handing over of extracted coal has been prepared by government and shared with Coal India Limited for views and suggestions. Sir, again, the Honorable Member has mentioned about the incident that took place for both those ladies during a few months back. I just wanted to mention here that the government has recently sanctioned the medical bills in Negrim's hospital for both of these ladies who faced this incident during that time. And as far as coal miners arrested right from 2014 till date, sir, I don't have the record right now. Maybe, and it is very, very long. So maybe I request the honorable member, maybe you will have again the opportunity, because I think a lot of questions on these issues are also to be taken up. Maybe you will be able to get the opportunity where the government will highlight, and then we will satisfy your requirement for your information. So, sir, with these points, I would like to conclude my statement, my deliberation, and I'm so thankful once again the honourable member, Mr. P.T. Saugwe, for bringing up this very important issue connecting to rights and livelihood of people of the state. With this few words, sir, I resume my seat.
Hakani ka dorbar san rai hakani kasni. Haki kinta yatai halor kimat beper jongki MLA nakaliang MLA ka Maulai constituency uba P.T. Saugme. Ulabo jingkali ke sarkar lengba katnat ke bakhmi iki kampan roisor halor ke jingmi khobor haka arpulai trek unailar menta usnam arja ka khandai ka khobor ke ba dan ke jingtho nalor ke boong prapo persen bo thong katnat pan roisor ban panja ya ke jingsma iutung hamarten.
Once again, I would like to express my thanks to the chair and also with the Assembly Secretariat for allowing me to move the call attention to the Minister in charge, Urban Affairs, under the Rule 54(1) of the Rule of Procedure and Conduct of Business on the news item published in the Maukhor dated 23rd August 2019 under the caption Prapo Person Bothong Tatat Pandroy Ban Panja Yakajisma Utung Hapo Martin. So regarding with this item, sir, the news up here, it is a very important, and I'm sure, sir, that even you sometime, not only sometime, quite oftenly, you have to pass through from that area that you will get a bad odor. While going to Guwahati, you have to go to the other side. While coming to Guwahati, you have to pass to the other side. And I'm sure that you have experience about the bad odor that you have been regarding with that area. So that area is called dumping ground at Martin, which fall under the areas of Maulai Nongkwar Block 13. So regarding with this dumping grounds, again have to bring them into the notice of the government and notice of the Honorable Minister to take a little bit serious how to control of the bad odor coming from that site. So before that area, that bad odor is moving only the surrounding. It didn't go beyond of that areas. But now almost 2 years, that bad odor has moved a little bit far from that area. Going into opposite with that area, we have Northeastern Hill University. There we have Maulai Nonglo, Maulai Nongkwar, others. That bad odor has spreading the whole of half of the city of the locality of Maulai. Even on the day somebody from the church, they having a church service there at Mautawar. They said that in afternoon around 2 like that, so much of bad odor coming from that Martin side. Last week there was a person died at Maulai Nongkwar, actually a little bit far from that area. They said that please talk to me how that the smell from coming from that Martin up to here at Maulai Nongkwar. So now the smell has come the whole of Maulai. So this is a very serious matter, sir. I'm concerned of the health of residents living in the nearby. So the residents who are living in the nearby since morning wake up from the bed. Say 5:30, somebody had to wake up around 4, 5:30, whole day, evening. They have to breathe that bad air, sir. What time will come that it will affect the health of the people of living in that site, sir. So in spite of that bad odor coming, in spite of that bad air has coming, I couldn't understand, sir, where is the Meghalaya Pollution Control Board? Meghalaya Pollution Control Board has become a defunct. So I use that word, that Meghalaya Pollution Control Board has become a defunct. I don't know only what kind of air that Meghalaya Pollution Control Board they have to look. Even so much of air, so much of a bad air, so much of a bad smell coming from that side, long time. I didn't see even once in the newspaper, not even calling even the headman or this pollution control come, we will discuss how to find out so that it will not affect the health of the people. It seemed that the Meghalaya Pollution Control Board, they're just sitting in the office. They're just sitting in the office and making a report, and false report has been given. If that will be the case, sir, better we close. It is in the city of Shillong. So the Martin, the garbage, it is in the city of Shillong. Even in Shillong, headquarters in Shillong cannot be expect how we expect others part of the country. We have 11 districts. Even one district is Kasil, nearby to the headquarters of the Meghalaya Pollution Control Board. They cannot expect. How we expect that the Meghalaya Pollution Control Board to function? So this is a very serious matter. So second to that, sir, that the Chief Minister, the Prime Minister, on the day he launched one program, make Meghalaya fit, make India fit, make people fit, and everything will look fit. But I appeal to our Prime Minister, I appeal to the President, Chief Minister, please make my people of Maulai fit. My country, my police not unfit because you bring for the bad air. So I call upon, because I'm sure that whatever is said, because of the social media, because others, message of local MLA from Maulai, urge, humble request, to a Prime Minister, please make my constituency fit by removing the garbage from that area to some other places. That we can make fit. You understand, sir? This is a very serious issue. But I'm afraid, sir, because that matter will link me to the High Court. Why? Because so much of the garbage, lack of turnover, the garbage have been carrying from the city of Shillong. All they have been dumping in that areas. But sir, on that day I visit, but it is a very serious matter. That dirty water coming from the garbage, it goes into the river of Damsite. When it goes to Damsite, many fish will die. But sir, it is a very serious until the department takes serious note regarding with this matter. Sir, we have seen that after the Honorable High Court Honorable High Court step in, to give order for the airport to complete. Now airport has been complete. Then flight have been taken off because of intervention. What I am afraid, sir, that again the Department of Urban Affairs will be penalized because of the dirty water that will become a poison. That will become a poison. That poison from that water coming from that areas goes into Damsite, goes into the whole of that areas. Many fish will die. So sometimes we experience that the people said many fish have been died in the state of Damsite. Because why? This dirty water have become a poison. That's why, sir, regarding with this issue, I will need to urge the Urban Affairs Department. No doubt, the department have got a efficient principal secretary, and I'm sure that he will advise how to tackle this matter. I'm here, sir, regarding with this matter from time to time. Why not we shifting regarding with this issue? Department have been started off in negotiation. Then some opposition regarding with this matter. So regarding with shifting, I will advise the department. There are many government land that we can use for the dumping of garbage. For dumping, we can use many now government land. Private land, nobody. So private, everybody would like to go and to throw the garbage in that areas. But when we ask about those areas, everybody will oppose of that idea. What I would like to say regarding this matter, to suggest to the department, go for the government land. We have government land, many nearby in the city of Shillong. So another important point, sir, regarding another important point, I will bring to knowledge of the department regarding with that bad smell that coming from that area, sir. Opposite with that area, we have the abattoir, sir. Opposite with the areas. So if the World Health Organization come and visit, when you asked it here, they will again a big question will ask to the state government, a big question now to the Pollution Control Board, a big question now will raise. Now here garbage, here abattoir is here. How can possible? Only in the matters of 200-300 meters close to each other, so that it will affect badly. It will affect badly for the people who consume meat. That we have to take that matter into a consideration, so that it will not affect. So now it is a time that the Urban Affairs Department have to wake up, do something. How to save our life. People are regarding with this matter from time to time. I'm meeting with people complain of this matter. I've raised this issue, sir, in a very polite way in the last 1 year, because we just started. In a very polite way, I just started. We just come, then department just walk out. In very polite way, I have only raised the issue, but I could see that they have not taken the issue seriously regarding with this matter. So it is high time that the department will remove of this problem that we are facing from time to time, sir. And I'm sure with the positive step that the department will be taken up, and I'm sure that the smell which we have been explained for a long time, it will come down. There's a target of the government that will come down, the birth order will come down 80%. It is good. That is a target of the government. That is a vision of the government. That is a goal of the government. That is good. And the proposal they have that areas, that garbage will be regenerated into energy. That is good. That is a new thinking, a new approach. Everything you like to spell out of your future, you should have a vision. That is good. That somebody that garbage will be generated into energy. What is it? Important how we will take in the present situation. The present situation, I urge the honorable minister, the department, please take this matter seriously, so that before it is too late, it will affect all the health of the people of my constituency and nearby of these areas. With this word, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I resume my seat, sir.
For raising the calling attention on the Khasi news item dated 23/8/2019 under the caption Prapo persen botong katrat penulisar ban penja ya kejiksma Kamartian. That has afforded an opportunity to discuss on this very important issue. First of all, I would like to state that the issue raised by the honorable member from Maulai, from our department, we are taking the matter very seriously, and within a span of 1 and 4 months back, on my level as the minister in charge, I have visited the site not less than 5 times, along with my officers, because we know this is a very, very important subject faced not only by the people of Maulai, but especially the all people who are coming to Shillong. Let me give you the background about the Martin. The site at Martin is the city-only site for disposal of garbage and was established by the SMB since 1938. The area cover is 18 acres and the land was leased from the Forest Department. The site is located at about 7 kilometers from the city and was part of the Riat-Kawan Reserve Forest. The land was leased to SMB by the Forest Department by order number 2391-D-S-8 dated 19/5/1938, which was further regularized and extended till 2026 by notification number FOR.26/99/16. In an area of about 12 acres, a compost plant and a biomedical waste disposal plan was installed in the year 2003 and 2007 respectively. In the balance area of about 6 acres, a sanitary landfill is being developed with funds from ADB and MOUD assisted by NERCC DIP. The disposal ground take about 130 metric ton of garbage per day, and the method of disposal till date was crude dumping into the gorge therein. In 2003, the Shillong Municipal Board set up the compost plant in collaboration with Anderson Biotech Private Limited and using Excel Industries technology at a cost of rupees 407.5 lakhs, in which the SMB invested an amount of rupees 227.5 lakhs. A biomedical waste facility was also established in the same site in 2007 to scientifically process and dispose the biomedical waste from the city hospital, nursing home, and clinic in accordance with the Biomedical Waste Management and Handling Rules 2000. about 9 hospitals and 25 diagnostic centers are covered by the facilities. The SMB employ about 6 men to level the garbage and maintain the dumping ground daily under one supervisor. Until the breakdown of the compost plant in 2006, there was no problem in the maintenance of the entire dumping area, as about 20% of the garbage had been taken care of by the compost plant. After 2006, there were difficulties in accommodating 130 metric tons of garbage per day in the dumping site. The garbage from Armarten is from entire city, including Maulai, Nongtmai, Nomasong, and other areas, and not just from their municipal areas. The site was also used for trenches to dump the sludge from the septic tank, cleaned by the SMB cesspool cleaners. An exclusive corner of the site near to the biomedical waste plant is unmarked for this purpose. In the future, when the city has developed a sewage system, this sludge and septage will be disposed of in the sewage treatment plant. Besides, the unclaimed dead bodies from the city hospital are also buried at the site in an unmarked plot. These unclaimed bodies cannot be incinerated in the view of the possible necessity to exhume them again. The following steps have been taken by government for improving the disposal site. Development of a sanitary landfill over an area of 15,000 square meters in two phases. The first phase of which was completed and commissioned in October 2017. The second phase over an area of 8,500 square meters is under progress and is expected to be completed by this year 2019. A sanitary landfill is an engineered disposal site for the reject. The bottom of the landfill consists of 900 millimeters layer of compacted clay or geosynthetic clay and a layer of an HDPE membranes, which will prevent the seepage of the liquid into the ground, which will have contaminated the groundwater. All such liquid will be collected through engineered piping and bedding system and collected in a holding tank where it will be treated to influence the standard of the Meghalaya State Pollution Control Board. A layer of 300 mm course and covers up the top. Thereafter, the reject of solid waste are deposited in layers. After depositing the reject of solid waste, a layer of each is spread on top of the waste each day. This process prevents any pollution and odor coming from the waste deposit. Highly scientific way of transporting the waste to the landfill site is adopted, where the vehicles coming to the landfill site are completely covered compactor vehicles that are non-polluting vehicles. After the lifespan of 8 years, the landfill site is proposed to be covered up and reclaimed for plantation, park, etc., thereby creating a new landscape. Reconstruction of the compost plant. For treatment of the biodegradable waste, a 170 TPD compost plant is under construction at Martin and is expected to be completed during this year. Both the above projects were to be taken up with funds from the ADB, MOUD, assisted by the Northeastern Capital Cities Development and Investment Project. At a glance, the estimated quantity of waste generated in Shillong is 153 metric ton per day, out of which 130 metric ton is being collected and disposed daily at Martin. By ensuring proper processing of waste and reducing reject to 20%, the life of the disposal site can be up to 8 more years. The compost plant is installed to process the biodegradable waste into compost, which may be sold in the open market. After processing, the quantity of waste to be disposed in the landfill will be only about 20% of the generated waste. The compost plant is designated for a daily intake of 170 metric ton per day, taking into consideration the probable increase in generation of waste in the future or in case of a short breakdown at operation. The sanitary landfill is designed to prevent the waste disposed therein from contaminating the soil and groundwater, as the leachate is to be collected and treated in the leachate holding tank. The operation of the landfill also provides for daily cover of the disposed waste to prevent contamination and pollution of the air, as well as to minimize the odor. In the meantime, as an immediate measure, a biodeodorizer is sprayed over the fresh garbage to minimize the smell. A septic management plan to treat the sludge and septic collected by the cesspool cleaner also is under construction. With regard to the point raised by the honorable member about removing of Martin to somewhere else, the government in the Urban Affairs Department, by notification number UAU/2003 part 1/321 dated 13 October 2016, constitute a task force committee for the purpose of selecting a permanent landfill site as an alternative to Martin dumping site. A public notice inviting offers for land was published in the local newspaper. The public notice was published on 16 November 2016, and therefore validity was up to 2nd December 2016. 6 offers that were received within the due date as follows. Number 1, Sintiusun at seorang Lawai Moyong Marbisu. Number 2, Sauralin Milimba at Kirhom Umlingkut. 3, Sheikh Karbuteng at Umsau Mautawar. 4, Timilna Ping Road at Put Sengat Village. 5, Smiti Bantayan Taba at Mautanra Village, Riboy District. And 6, Ilimdo Palir and 5 others at Umdikir, Nongse, Umpung, at Umsalang, at Bangla Wakpali Village near 0 Point. Thereafter, first report was submitted to the government after colonial inspection and analysis as per criteria under the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016. Based on the first report submitted by the task force regarding selecting a permanent landfill site as an alternative to Masar dumping site, the state government by number UAU/29/2003/part 2/33 dated 13/10/2017 has shortlisted 3 sites as follows. Number 1, Sintiusun at seorang Lawai Moyong Marbisu. Sauralin Milimpada at Kirhom Umlingkut. And number 3, Timilda Ping Road at Pusat Village. Thereafter, consultative meeting has been taken up with the stakeholders for the site at seorang Lawai Moyong Marbisu on 19 May 2018 at Lawai Village, and the site at Kirhom Umlingkut Tendring on 14/7/18 and on 22/10/18 at Tendring. In both meetings, it was recommended that matter will be examined further by the stakeholders and final decision will be conveyed later. For the site located at Putsat Village, meeting is still to be held as the landowner has informed that he is yet to be able to organize due to some unavoidable circumstances. Although no clear decision has been received from the stakeholders till date, however, for the site at Kirhom Umlingkut Tendring, the stakeholders meeting on 22/10/18 upended abruptly as protest broke up. No further progress has also been made since then in this case as well. While the above matter was being taken up, there have also been efforts received from different owners for the purpose of the landfill site. Shri Delang Chirup of Madungan village. Based on the direction of the government, inspection was also made to the site by the task force committee. However, like the other sites, objections have also been raised on the site as well from the local stakeholders. Lately, the state government is contemplating working on a strategy to approach the problem. And let me share with you, as of now, there's 4 or 5 parties, individuals who have come to the government to offer their land. But for this, the department is examining, and in due course, decision will be taken. And for the suggestion given by the honorable members about the using government land for the alternative site, this we will discuss the department and we'll see what is to be done. The department is concerned about the health of all the neighboring residents in and around Martin. The department is taking up all the above measures to address the issue. All efforts are being made to utilize the modern technology available to ensure that we improve the situation at Martin, and at the same time, we are looking for alternative lands. Thereafter, before I conclude, I would like to assure the House that the intention of the government is very clear on the subject matter, and that the government is working on the same, and all effort will be made to improve the situation. I hope my reply satisfies the movers of the call attention, and therefore I should my seat. Thank you.